The member for McKellar.
Mr Deputy Speaker, it is very difficult to take this MPI seriously. If the others opposite won't take it seriously, what are we meant to do about it? I mean, this is like debating a bunch of chatbots. The member for Fenner simply put together a whole bunch of cliches that he's been tracking out in his speeches for the last 3 years that I've been in this place. Now, the great offence here is not the MPI. The really great offence here is the fact that he can't even be bothered coming up with new material, Mr Deputy Speaker. I mean, you know, he's such a great reader, you would have thought he would have thought of something new. And I see the member for Fraser is sort of getting ready to come in next. They talk about human capital over there. I mean, this is how they use their best and brightest. They put them up as cannon fodder on an MPI that doesn't even make sense. The punctuation's not even right, Mr Deputy Speaker.
If the member for McKellar can pause for a minute, there is actually an MPI subject today, and I'd ask him to speak to it.
With respect, Mr Deputy Speaker, no, there isn't. I mean, all that we've got here is some blather about putting in economics.
The member will pause for a moment. It should be written on a piece of paper somewhere that you've seen, and that's what you'll be speaking to. So if you could just keep it relevant. Thank you.
Speaker.
Member for McKellar.
Well, at least they're doing something for recycling today. At least the member for Fenner recycled a whole bunch of cliches. We're recycling plastic on this side. They're recycling cliches on that side. I mean, let us not forget, Mr Deputy Speaker, the mess. I mean, to call it a mess is kind of like really expanding the sense and definition of that word in economic terms that those opposite left us with. A runaway budget deficit, they had rising unemployment, they had government debt rising at 30% per annum, they had made the labour market in this country more rigid than any other labour market in the world. And of course they won't talk about fixing that. I wonder how much money did all of you get from the unions at the last election cycle? We won't talk about helping ordinary Australians because we wouldn't want to offend our biggest donors. Oh, you guys are all about putting workers first. You guys are so far. Oh, you guys put workers first. Just ask the people in the coal mines about workers. Just ask the teachers in schools about workers. Thank you. I needed to take a breath anyway.
Member for Lyons.
On relevance, on your point, he's defying your ruling.
The member for Lyons can take a seat. He shortly after I made that ruling, he did start actually talking about the economy, and he has got back there occasionally. So we'll let him go. Member for McKellar.
Wow, Mr Deputy Speaker. The problem with these guys is they don't even know what the economy is. If I could be talking about the economy using crayons and butcher paper, and they still wouldn't get it. Of course, the member for Fraser and the member for Fenner are exempt from that, but maybe they could help their shadows on that side actually understand what an economy looks like. Because every time they get into government, the economy disappears. There is no economy. You leave us with the mess, we get back in government, fix up the mess you left, and what do? Then you come into this place and complain about it. You know what this MPI should say, Mr Deputy Speaker? This MPI should say, we thank the Morrison government for fixing up the mess we left. That's what it should say. That's what it should say. And frankly, I'm going to pretend that's what it does say, because that's a much better MPI topic than the chatbot that's in the Leader of the Opposition's office came up with today. I mean, it's just absurd. I mean, here we are. Your responsible lending laws, which effectively make lenders responsible for the behaviour of borrowers, which has dried up our capital markets, which has destroyed the economy and economic activity, has left us, and now you come in here and say to us, oh, why haven't you fixed it yet? You create the most rigid labour markets in the world that have seen real wages. Under you they fell. Under us they're increasing. Every time we come in here to do, can't we all come together over a union official bullying a woman, a subcontractor on a building site? I would have thought the Parliament could come together over there. Oh, not these blokes, not these blokes. No. They see the dollars going in the bank and they see the donors coming to the dinners, and they're
The member's
not
time
interested.
has concluded.
But I was just